Hi, this is the explanation for week 6 and 7. Yes, you heard me right. This is a 2-week module. It involves week 6 and 7, but also spring break in between. So you'll have some options here. You can complete all the activities in week 6 if you choose to do so, and then you'll have spring break at 7 free to do other work and catch up on things that you need to be caught up on or get ahead of things, or you can work on week 6 and spring break, or work all 3 weeks you can work on, or you can work on 6, take a break of spring break, and work on week 7. Lots of options for you, so whatever works best for you. I'm giving you a little extra time, but these are the activities that you will do over the next 2, really 3 if we include spring break. You're already viewing the video for these 2 weeks, so you've completed the first activity. The second activity is to read chapter 13. It's Sociology and Anthropology, Social Structures and Culture, pages 384 through 414. The next activity is to take a look at this video. What is anthropology and why should we teach it? So view the video and respond to these questions. What is anthropology and why should we teach it? Use evidence from the video and textbook in your responses. Post your responses in this drop box. Anthropology is a study of culture and of people, as sociology is as well. So it's quite interesting to read more about cultures and our past through anthropology. The next activity is to explore some folklore. You'll say, this isn't children's literature, but you're going to locate 2 versions of the same folklore story. One should be the common variant of the folklore, folk tale or fairy tale. The other should be a cross-cultural variant for comparison purposes. So create a summary story map graphic organizer. Note the following story elements: architecture, clothing, weather, time period, and other cultural characteristics depicted in the text and illustrations. Be sure to reference the books you have chosen using APA 7th edition citations. Once your story map graphic organizer is complete, then respond to the following questions. What changes take place in the story as the story is read between the 2 cultures? What features remain the same? Post your summary story map graphic organizer and your responses to the Dropbox. Comment on 2 of your colleagues' postings then. Next, you'll take a look at the levels of culture. You're going to identify a resource from the internet which best exemplifies each level of culture. There's the concrete level, the behavior level, or the symbolic level. Post a link and how the resource you selected best exemplifies the level of culture. Explain the benefit of this resource to your instruction in the social studies classroom. Another activity is to take a look at some multicultural education. Explain the following terms: cultural diversity, ethnicity, and cultural responsive teaching, and how each relate to the 4 approaches to multicultural education: contribution, additive, transformative, and social action. You're going to post your response in this Dropbox. And last but not least, you're going to view this video. Don't laugh at me. This is a video of a children's book with the same title. Now, here is an activity that aligns with this video. These are questions that could be asked after viewing this video in the book. What were some of the lyrics of the song that made you feel happy? Which lyrics made you feel sad? Did you have other feelings while listening to this? What were they, and what were the lyrics at that time? List the feelings you experienced when you listened to this song. Chart the feelings using a Venn diagram using the headings happy, sad, and both as feelings are identified. And explore a couple of the feelings charted. How many of you felt like that during the video? When in the song did you have that feeling? This is the activity that I've created, or that I have found, that goes along with this book or this video. Don't laugh at me. What I want you to do this week is to locate a resource on bullying that you would use with students in the classroom. You may use one of the resources from the Socio-Emotional Cultural Anchor Competency Guide that we used last week in class. Possible socio-emotional cultural anchor competencies include create community, build trusting relationships, and respond constructively across differences. You're going to post this resource in the Dropbox and describe an activity that you would use the chart in class to develop a self-esteem concept. And I would like you to comment on 2 of your colleagues' postings with additional ideas. So you don't need to do this activity up here. This is just an example of an activity that can be used with this resource, which is the book Don't Laugh at Me, or this video Don't Laugh at Me. You're going to select another resource on bullying that you would use with students in the classroom, and you may use one of the resources from the Socio-Emotional Cultural Anchored Competency Guide that you used last week, and you're going to put this resource or this activity in this Dropbox, and you're going to comment on 2 of your colleagues' postings. It seems like a lot, but this is over 2 weeks, so there's a couple more than what would normally be, but not as many as you would have if these were 2 individual weeks. But you do have some group work, and I want to go to that right now. In the group work, as a group, you're going to incorporate the 6 suggestions to implement the spirit of inclusion. And you can find all what that information is all about on pages 412 through 414. It talks about the inclusion in the classroom. You can use the SEC, the Socio-Emotional Cultural Anchor Competencies, creating community and building trusting relationships. And you're going to use resources, books, activities to support each suggestion. Create either a document, a Web 2.0 tool, app, or video, or create a product of your group's own choosing, which would be disseminated to parents, teachers, teacher candidates, promoting an inclusive environment. This inclusive environment would be a safe space for students, free from bullying, free to be themselves, their unique individual selves, and to prosper and grow. You're going to post your final product in this Dropbox. So you're going to incorporate the 6 suggestions to implement the spirit of inclusion and create a document that makes parents aware. It could make teachers aware, or teacher candidates, to promote an inclusive environment. And then you'll post that as a group here in this Dropbox. And that are the activities, the independent activities and the group activity for over this next 2-week period of time, which really is 3 weeks if we include spring break. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Otherwise, I'll see you online.